I know it might sound cliche to say that an album changed your life, but for one young Canadian musician, Led Zeppelin's very first record did just that. Released in early 1969, it didn't just make waves, it created a storm. Word of its raw power and intensity spread like wildfire, and by the time the band rolled into Toronto for a show at the Rock Pile, tickets were gold dust. But imagine being a broke teenager with no money and a once-in-a-lifetime concert about to pass you by. That was the exact situation for Geddy Lee, future bassist and frontman of Rush. His bandmates, Alex Lifeson and John Rutsey, managed to scrape together enough cash for tickets. But Geddy? Not so lucky. Desperate times called for desperate measures. He looked at the typewriter his grandmother had given him for his birthday, and with a heavy heart, he carried it down to Church Street, straight into a pawn shop. The guilt was real, but the reward was worth it. Enough cash to buy a ticket to what would be known as Mighty Monday. On that summer night, they lined up extra early for the 8 p.m. general admission show, finding themselves in the second row right in front of Jimmy Page himself. When the band stormed the stage and launched into a blistering version of the Yardbirds' classic Train Kept A-Rollin', the sound was deafening, the crowd electric, and the heat overwhelming. The energy was so intense that pieces of plaster began falling from the ceiling. Led Zeppelin quite literally brought the house down. For Geddy, Alex, and John, it wasn't just a concert, it was the unforgettable birth of heavy rock. A night that would fuel their own musical dreams and help inspire the creation of Rush. They left breathless, ecstatic, forever changed by the sheer power of Zeppelin's sound. Of course, the euphoria didn't last forever. The next morning, reality came crashing back. Geddy had one more challenge ahead of him, figuring out how to get his grandmother's typewriter out of pawn before his mother found out. And that's the story of Mighty Monday, the night Led Zeppelin first shook Toronto, and the night a young Geddy Lee pawned his typewriter to witness the future of rock and roll. You've been watching the history of First. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you love stories about the unforgettable firsts that shaped history.